Hey, how's it going everyone? Today we're going to be working on this Game Boy Advance. This is a buddy of mine's and he had sent it over so I can go ahead and mod it. He sent me this entire box full of parts that he ordered from Handheld Legend. So we're going to go ahead and get started and start working on this. But first, let's go through this part list and see what we're working with. So here we have some buttons. I know he mentioned that he wanted the clear LED triggers and everything else to be colored. So these are the buttons. Now I've never actually worked with these. They've never come like this. Normally they come loose like this. But I do have flush cutters and things like that so that I can go ahead and trim this off. So we have the Clean Juice mod, and this is for the USB-C charging. And so you can see here is the USB-C. And I'm guessing he has the battery, and there it is, it's in here. So it comes with a cover as well as the battery. And I think this is for the screen. Then we have the LED trigger kit. So this is going to be the green kit. So you can see here, this is marked by the bag. Just a couple of stickers. And there we go. There's the screen. Okay, so this is going to be where we stick on the modded. This is for the backlight kit. So I think, let's take a look at the receipt. And what do you have? This is for the IPS LCD V2 from Funny Playing. So let's go ahead and just put this aside. So we'll work on that. And this is for the backlight kit. All right, the last item we have here is the shell of the system. Now this one's actually pretty nice. This one's got like a matte finish. It looks really clean. I really like the way this looks. All right, so let's open this up so we can go ahead and get started with the fun stuff. All right, let's go ahead and remove the cover. Let's set these to the side. So just inspecting it, the board looks in good condition. I don't think there's anything that we need to do to it. I mean, it looks fairly clean, so we're gonna go ahead and leave it alone. Let's go ahead and remove the rest of this stuff. I'm gonna remove these two screws and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove this cable since it's attached. So let's go ahead and do that. So everything looks pretty good on this board. There are a couple of things that I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna clean some of these contacts so it has a better response. And this didn't seem to come with any additional membrane, so I was going to use the existing ones anyway. So we're going to go ahead and clean these and also clean out the speaker since it seems a little bit dusty, but everything else seems like it's in pretty good condition. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm using this bracket mount that it's like a little 3D printout to kind of help. I mean, some people can use a gasket that kind of seals the things in between, but this kind of makes it real nice and neat to kind of keep it centered so you don't have to deal with getting it properly positioned. But as you can see here, everything's set, nice and easy. Let's start working on this LCD mod. So let's go ahead and connect the cable. Let's match it with the old one. So it has two different types based on the pin. So the pin count on this one, you can see this one matches it. This is the other one on the other side, but we're gonna go ahead and match it with this ribbon. So let's go ahead and attach it here and make sure that this is unlocked. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's a little bit of soldering that's going to be required, and it's to some of these things here. I have to look at the documentation and go ahead and solder this. So let me go ahead and take a look at that. Go ahead and organize this. I think the last thing that we may need are the triggers and the clean juice, but let me go ahead and read the documentation on those triggers to see that if I need to work on the front of the board or the back. So I'll be right back. So there are some things that we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to solder based on documentation over into this particular pad right here, or this joint, the one on the right. So right next to the other one that's already soldered with the wire, so it's gonna be on this one. So let's go ahead and start that, and then we're gonna loop it through this cutout in here according to the documentation. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. All right guys, so I'm back, and unfortunately I wasn't able to record that since I needed some great deal of focus to get everything right. I've never done the bumpers on the Game Boy Advance for the LED, and they were giving me quite a bit of trouble, so I went ahead and just kind of did it off screen. But I went ahead and assembled it and put it back in already. Everything that was soldered is on the front side, so this points right here on the side are the ones that were for the bumper, and everything on the other side has already been soldered. I wish I could have shown you that. Unfortunately, like I said, I was kind of struggling, so I just wanted to go ahead and fast forward and get to the part where I assemble the remainder of the Game Boy Advance. So let's go ahead and do that. Before we go ahead and close it, I'm just going to test it real quick to see if it works. Let's take a look. Now I'm going to power it on. And so here you can see the LEDs turning on for the bumpers. And we heard the audio from the Game Boy Advance. Turn it around. Yeah, and it's turned on. So that's a good sign. So let's go ahead and turn this off and close everything up. Wow, look at that. This is the first time I do the LED bumpers, but that looks pretty sharp. I think overall this looks pretty cool, even though the buttons kind of gave me a little bit of a hard time since the start and select, but I mean, it does look really nice. Everything looks really sharp. I think overall I'm pretty pleased with the way this turned out. This matte finish on black looks really nice. Hopefully my friend enjoys this. I think it's pretty good. So the only thing I did notice was that the D button was a little harder to press, mainly on the down. I've noticed it, but overall it feels fine. I don't think it's really that big of an issue. It's pretty common with aftermarket parts, and but overall I think it feels pretty good, so I wouldn't complain too much about that particular piece. But everything looks good. The only thing that's remaining is a sticker on the back, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, there we go. So this turned out pretty good. If you guys are interested, I mean, I have the parts list that my buddy ordered, and this seemed pretty neat. The only thing that I would recommend, that if you are a beginner and you don't have an extra set of membranes, I luckily did for the start and select. I went ahead and had to reduce these a little bit. I don't know if that's the proper way to install it. It didn't come with instructions, and I tried to look for installation manuals online. I couldn't find anything, but if someone knows anything about this, please let me know in the comments below. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time.